Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting corporate state passed, or rather we've kind of started working on getting corporate state passed. How deep are we into our... Yeah, we got plenty we got plenty to do in this construction queue. So set this game going. I think for the sake of completing the campaign concept, I think I do need to subjugate Paraguay. So we'll just go ahead and do that. I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. How much am I... Yeah, cohesion's rock solid right now. Still, I can definitely subjugate them, so let's subjugate them. Be my protectorate, please. Alright. And we will go ahead and send the Army of New England to bring Paraguay into the fold. Fruitful endorsements. In a gesture of solidarity with the Republican Party, Gregory Saxton has encouraged his supporters to vote for it in the ongoing elections. For the interest of all principled people, the Republican Party has a consistent record of excellence. I cannot speak higher of those brave men and women moving the United States of America forwards under their name. Yes, our thanks, certainly. 30% momentum. Or the endorsement would best be more specific. 20% momentum, stronger intelligentsia. You know, I'm going to go with that one. I think that's fine. I think it's fine if the intelligentsia are strong. This is the Kazimid state. Where is this? This is over here. So I'm going to not get involved because I don't need to get involved. And because that's not any of my business. So Paraguay has refused my demands, but, you know, that's fine. I'm going to move my fleets back to the United States. This one is a little short on capacity. Let's bring this meticulous dockyard organizer into the situation. He's also a corporatist, so that should be good for our ideology. Argentina, you want more autonomy? No. But I will improve relations with you because I want to keep you... Wow. Argentina is really high on autonomy desire. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. I'm not sure what that's about. I can't imagine why anyone would want to be autonomous from us. Peru, Bolivia might try to increase their autonomy. Their liberty desire is going down right now. We've still got a bunch of support and dependence from a bunch of people. So there's Austria, Britain, Canada, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and Uruguay. So Uruguay might stop being able to support independence other countries once they fall below 75 liberty desire. I'm improving relations with Argentina, but I'm not reducing their subject payments, which I should be doing. Or giving them knowledge sharing, which I don't know that I want to do. No, I want to keep knowledge sharing where it is. I need to get a handle on that, because the knowledge sharing is really making me unable to do things that I want to do. Force comparison here is really solid, so I'm not at all worried about that situation. Corporate state, talk to me. Media endorsements, wonderful. The Voice of Chicago, a popular newspaper read by the petite bourgeoisie class all across the United States of America, has published an article by Mark Sewell advocating for the enactment of corporate state. Putting out a newspaper without promotion is like winking at a girl in the dark. Well-intentioned, but ineffective. Who are we to counteract the voice of the people? Faster enactment time, increase enactment success chance, or offer our thanks to the publisher. Slightly less of both, but happier and stronger petite bourgeoisie. I'm going to do the first one. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to preemptively start turning some of our mates here into corporate states, because I can do that with most of these other countries, not Brazil. All right, let's give it a shot. Colombia. They're doing it. Leftist representatives threatened. A group of local representatives in the Assembly of Pennsylvania have been threatened with the expulsion from the body due to their association with the Socialist Party of America. Their defenders have denounced the measure as inimical to democracy. The 5 men before us have been elected on a platform that is absolutely inimical to the interests of both this body and that of the United States. They are supporters of revolutionary tyranny, foreign agents, and the consorts of hostile nations. It is because of this that they have no right to stand in a position of power. I am immediately calling for a vote on their suspension from this body. Socialists deserve everything they get. 5% of trade unions member pops in Pennsylvania become more radical. Trade unions become weaker. Or is it a mistake to deprive them of opportunities for peaceful discussion? 2% of upper stardom pops in Pennsylvania become more radical. Industrialists unhappy -2. I don't want to piss off the industrialists any more than I have done. But the trade unionists are quite upset right now because of the whole corporate state thing. They are already providing some against on this, but they're not very strong, so they're not some stall chance on this, but they're not very strong, so they're not providing much. So yeah, get them out of here. This has not affected the opinions of the trade unions, it appears, although we'll wait until the end of the week to make sure. Central America, what's your chance of moving to corporate state? Not great. They'll do it soon. Maya. Some chance. Okay, alright. Commander commends Civic Coalition. General Pershing has made public statements in support of the Republican Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics is as much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see the problem with doing my duty and doing what I can to make sure those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. So, John Pershing. Is he the leader of the armed forces? No. President McIntosh is the leader of the armed forces. He can say what he likes, 20% momentum. For the Republicans. Reprimand him. Good soldiers don't give orders, they take them. 5% of officers become more radical. Or, if he likes politics so much he ought to get more involved, he becomes the leader of the armed forces. And this will make him leader of the country in the event of a Republican victory, I believe. Yes, because the armed forces are the leading interest group of the Republican Party. So, Zadok McIntosh, you're an experienced colonial administrator. This doesn't help me. You're a diplomat. Extra popularity, extra influence. Those are nice, but not ideal. Wrathful, extra authority. That's not bad. What about Pershing? Are you better? You're persistent. Extra health, political strength of bureaucrats. Okay. Reserved, reduced popularity, increased health. Mountain combat expert. That's nothing. Expert offensive planner. That's nothing. On the other hand, it would be fun to have Pershing be president, so let's do it. If he likes politics so much, he ought to get more involved. So that's going to make him president at some point. Central America is becoming a corporate state. Beautiful. Gonna exit myself from all these other diplomatic plays here. 2 arms, that'll solve itself pretty fast. Indian Territory. Corporate state. No percentage of anything. Oh, no, there we go. Alright, well, that shouldn't be too bad. Cuba. Do a corporate state. Haiti. Do a corporate state. Oh, man, they really don't want that. They're trying it, though. West Indies, corporate state. Oh, they're not going to be able to achieve that. That's going to be a problem. Red Revolution, yellow headlines. The newspapers sympathetic to the interests of the industrialists have printed numerous stories about the revolutionary desires of communists in the United States of America. The articles paint lurid pictures of strikes and planned terrorism. Correspondents from across the world, the Red Plague festers. Correspondents from across the world have reported the unnatural stirrings of a thought most foul, that man no longer need be entitled to the sweat of his own brow, that many working Japanese citizens no longer have natural rights to his property, and that his privacy may be no more than a fleeting desire. That thought is communism, and it is coming for everyone in the United States of America. We must get the situation under control. Extra fascist and reactionary pop group attraction. 2% of industrialist pops in the United States become more loyalists. Ooh, don't love that. We can't have a panic on our hands, weaker and saltier industrialists. I'm going to do the second one. By the way, this is happening because of the Red Scare, and this is going to be running for the rest of the game. The emergence of a powerful communist regime in a foreign country has aroused fears among certain segments of the population that the United States of America will be the next to fall to communism. Domestic political currents with left-wing agendas have fallen under the scrutiny of anti-communist forces, as they are accused of being harbingers of bloody revolution and agents of foreign powers. So this will fail if we become a council republic, or if there's a civil war with 75% primaries. Okay, so what's Japan doing these days? They are a since suffrage council republic, they're going to guarantee liberties. Oh, that's why everyone's terrified. I can't believe it. So let me see. Peru, Bolivia, corporate state. Argentina, corporate state. Why do they all have exactly 10% success chance? I wonder if that's a, beautiful. I wonder if that's like a baseline thing that they're getting that from like Ideological Truth or whatever it's called. We'll improve relations with Paraguay again. And there's the election. So this makes John Pershing the president. That's wonderful. And I created a huge shortage of authority. And some's created a huge shortage of bureaucracy as well. Interesting. Oh, the petite bourgeoisie are mad. Well, they're not happy, and that's why. All right, well that's okay. These things happen. So first things first. We'll just cut a consumption tax. We'll cut the one on coffee. That'll be fine. That's gonna make people marginally happier. International telephone exchange. It's been suggested that by establishing a cross-border telephone exchange with the Indian Territory, we can improve relations more effectively. It certainly cuts down on misunderstandings, so we can just pick up the telephone and work out what's going on across the border. Sounds like a great idea. There's no benefit to not doing it, so... No. Sorry. Apology. What's this? This is a communist revolt in Greece. Excuse me? Russia? That's a pretty neat flag. Tsar Nikolai Romanov. You're still a tsardom. You've got a radical revolutionary movement, but you're a universal suffrage monarchy. Well, that's interesting. We do need a few more government sectors, so I'll build those up. So that's something to keep in mind. Although, hold on. How are you nerds feeling? Low government wages. Which is going to cost me if I increase government wages. Oh, quite a bit. Oh, no, that's not. This thing. This boy right here. You know what? I'll put wages back up to Midland. I'm an extremely rich country. It'll be fine. So that'll make them happy, that'll give me extra bureaucracy, and then I don't have to build any more bureaucracy. Haha! But Paul, I need to pay Peter. I've got to borrow the money from somewhere. So, after a chance meeting in a cafe and a thoughtful conversation, Hiram Sears has recommended that Mark Gathorne Hardy, currently residing in the United States of America, be granted permanent residency. He's a social democrat aligned with the yeoman farmers. If you're in need of a place to stay, I could hardly neglect to offer you an invitation. It would be shameful for me, following such a magnificent correspondence, to fail to pursue your talents further. I could hardly ask for a more esteemed endorsement, stronger yeoman farmers, and he joins the country and becomes employed here. Or, Hiram Sears is making, decision-making is clearly questionable, salty yeoman farmers, he becomes weaker. I'm going to do the second one. I don't need a social democrat around these parts. This town ain't big enough for social democracy. We're doing mega capitalism. Jebediah Hawkins has retired, and there's a Democrat heading up the industrialists now. Everything's looking. Montana, Ohio, and South Dakota are a little bit short on resources, so let's deal with that. Montana. Ohio. Oh, wow. Ohio needs a bunch more. Oh, we're already building them. Oh, beautiful. And South Dakota, short on electricity. Oh, yeah. Need a bunch more. Interesting. Whichever way forward. With the attitudes of the petite bourgeoisie towards the French Republic growing more apathetic, their leadership has begun to discuss reassessing the group's support for the Anti-French League. It was more difficult to get appointments at the Foreign Ministry these days. The initial interest they had inspired had long since waned, the lobby's activities falling into Washington's background noise. The petite bourgeoisie were the first to lose interest, their representatives initially disheartened by the absence of news, then no longer inclined to read the papers when they arrived at all. What reason do we have to care for happenings in Paris? Their younger members challenged. The elders did not know how to respond. Time for a change in course, they leave the Anti-French League. Or why change something that works? They'll stay. They can leave the Anti-French League. Ooh, Army of New England needs another leader. Oh, I wonder if John Pershing was heading this thing up. We'll put this traditionalist commander guy in here. Kefis Saltonstall. He sounds made up, to be honest. And we'll give him a little promotion. Alright. Adolfo de la Santa Cruz is exiled from Paraguay. Well, that's a shame. Oh, time for another naval expansion. We gotta get rid of these dreadnoughts. And build up ironclads. So, or battleships, rather. So, we'll just do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm going to throw these in at the top. These are going to build really fast. And then we'll do the same with the first American fleet. $10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And so what's going to happen with this is these are all going to build really fast, and then we'll close out the other bases. And all the employees will move to the new places, assuming I've distributed them evenly, which is not a thing it's reasonable to assume, but I'm still going to assume it because I don't wish to do the work. Huzzah! And that's going to give us a big ol' increase in naval power projection, which is still already pretty high because of all those fleets. But we've still... Oh my goodness. Look at all this power projection from statues. Or prestige from statues. But still, Navy power projection is a huge portion of our prestige. Just an absolutely bananas amount, to be completely honest. Gold reserves are rock solid, so I can keep operating in a deficit for the time being. Anarchists on trial. A particularly bloody armed robbery in Pennsylvania has led to the arrests and convictions of 2 Frenchmen known to be anarchists. The evidence against the men is tenuous, and the judges have been accused of both racial and ideological prejudice. Spent bullet casings at a robbery. That was what law enforcement determined was the culpable link. Finding anarchist literature was the cream on top of the mash. Anyone would have done, but these Frenchmen were a convenient bow tie. It wouldn't be long before a jury to convict them. Murderers deserve a taste of their own medicine. 2% of French pops in the United States become more radical. Triggers the event facing the chair in 3 years. Or a lengthy prison sentence will suffice. 2% of upper sternum pops in the whole country become more radical. I'm going to do the first one. We're going to see. I don't think the population of French people in the United States is that large. I'm going to go ahead and absent myself from this Greek situation. So this is really interesting. Oh my goodness. Russia! Russia's having a massive radical revolt. But they are winning against the radicals. So this is a Soviet Union. Premier Roman Grishin. Yep. There's a communist revolt happening in Russia. Is anyone helping Russia with this? I'm not looking in the right place. Yes. But only Austria for majors. That's interesting. These are getting weird. Okay, so this event's gross. I'm not going to read it. You can read it if you want to, but I'm not going to read it because I think it's really disgusting. This testimony seems highly suspect. Get out of here. Alright, so, close to, yes! Alright, so one more check, and then we can get corporate state. And then we're going to find out if I've completely borked my, my power block cohesion by changing to a government none of my subjects want. Psychoanalysis unlocked. Oh, that's nice. Slightly reduced bureaucracy population cost multiplier. That's pretty rad. Does lead to behaviorism, which is pretty cool. France is going after Gobier. I can't get involved in that. I can't be bothered to get involved in that for one thing, and for another thing, I don't care. Boom. Got him. Alright, so we finished our naval expansion. So let's go ahead and close out all those old naval bases. Don't know how we popped a fourth American fleet, but we did, briefly. Alright, so now it'll take a little bit of time for these battleships to hire in, and then the fleet will be complete. Sorry, complete. Alright, yeah, we got 20 levels of carriers in each, so that should be just fine. So what else do we need to build in our market? Could use some more electronics. So let's expand... Actually, this is a good thing to build up in Mexico. Wait, hold on. Before I do this, what do electronics industries require? What are their inputs? They need power, they need lead, they need rubber, they need iron, and they need tools. Oof. So ideally, at least 2 of those would be useful. What about Guyana? Does Guyana have iron mines? No, they got rubber plantations. What about Minas Gerais? Iron and rubber, not that much of it, and lead. Ooh, yeah, Minas Gerais. This is the place. Perfect. Alright, infrastructure is a little bit short. So we'll throw 5 levels of railways in here. And then we'll throw in 30 levels of electrics industries. Oh, wait, but that's Brazil. I don't know if Brazil has the radios technology. Let's, they're not going to be producing radios, so I can't build that many. Oh, that's a shame. I don't want to only build them in the United States. I'll build some of them in the United States. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll build up California as well. But I want to get electrics production going in my customs union as well, because I want those states to have the benefit of American technology and American technological industry. That'll be nice. Ooh. Some kind of communist revolt happening in Arabia. Oh, here. Yemeni uprising. Alright. Peru, Bolivia. No. You can't have more autonomy. You will have less autonomy, and you will like it. Still going down. That's good. Marching against peace. Protesters inspired by the fierce rhetoric of Mark Sowell have carried out a march in Washington, calling for military intervention against the communist regime in Japan. What began as a few dozen shouting men in the streets swelled to a corpus numbering in the thousands. What began as a peaceful demonstration grew to chants of fire and fury, all baying for blood. What began as a show of fear transformed into a call for action. Their demands were simple: tear out the Japanese menace no matter the cost. We must save the Japanese people from themselves, deteriorates relations by 20, extra maneuvers in diplomatic plays, reduce war exhaustion from casualties, extra radicals from political movements, and 5% of radicals Lower stardom pops in DC become more radical. Or the people's energies are best spent on something more constructive. Mark Sewell becomes less popular. 5% of upper stardom pops in DC become more radical. I'm going to do the second one. We are not, this is not an offensive alliance we've built here. This is an alliance for defending the West from Europe, and if they should have colonial ambitions, Asia as well. Oh my goodness, what on earth? Russia! Why did you make a little Scandinavia here in China? What is going on? Hooray! We now have corporate states. Beautiful. Alright, how's that impacted my cohesion? Only a little. Alright, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. So... do I have like a journal about this or anything? Doesn't look like it. But I should get an event soon. I think there's an event that that does fun stuff with corporate state. Maybe it takes some time to pop off. My memory is that there was something that gives you like... there's like choosing the structure of the corporate state or something. Anyway, we did it. So, let's see how we can reform the government now. I can have full everything if I keep just the Republicans in there. Or I can bring in the petite bourgeoisie to have happy everything. Of course, they don't love... they'll be fine with the corporate state. They'll be fine with cultural exclusion. No, they're powerful. I don't want them petitioning me to goof up my citizenship laws. So we'll just leave it where it is. Can I put everyone in? This would be extremely funny. This would be extremely funny. We'll have a governing coalition of everyone. We want to work with everybody. Anton Rain at the beginning of his term. Alright, so that's fine. We'll just put out the free traders. We don't need them. We've successfully established hypercapitalism. No need to keep the industrialists in the government. Alright, so now we have the rest of them. You're working on property women, that's fine. Brazil, do a corporate state. Oh, they love that. It's integralists, I bet. I bet they got integralists. Because I think integralists love corporate state. It's positivists. They got positivists. They're doing it. Beautiful. Mexico, you're next. Time for a corporate state. They don't want it at all. They're going to try it. If they fail, it will reduce their autonomy and try again later. And Tawantinsuyu, you're still working. Chile, what are you working on? Nothing right now? Become a corporate state, please. One corporate state, please. They're going to defer it, which is fine. They're within their rights. They're a sovereign nation. I, the United States, am not in the process of crushing the autonomy of sovereign nations. You were transportation in Montana and Kansas. Kansas. No, this is Nebraska. This is Kansas. Oh my goodness, I never built any. And Montana, we're still working on a railway there. How much demand for transport is there around here? Oh, not that much. It'll be fine. Alright, let's put those other ones at the top of the queue here. And then electricity shortage in South Dakota. I'm currently building up a bunch of power plants here, right? Yes, I'm still building them. Beautiful. Now Maya's working on corporate state. Excellent. Excellent. We've achieved hypercapitalism, I guess? I'm not super clear on what corporate state is supposed to be, but in any case, we got John Pershing leading the government, and he seems very good at everything. So that's delightful. If I went to consumption-based taxation, that would be extremely funny. We should go to protected speech. Petite bourgeoisie will be big mad. Nah, I don't need it. Ooh, pasteurization. Ooh, this will enable some labor-saving methods. That'll be fun. I have synthetics plants. Make rayon. Usually rayon is not productive, but it is in this case. All right, let's cut some no longer needed silk trade routes. Let's see. This one is unproductive. Bam. Bengal, I don't need your silk. China, do I not need your silk either? Maybe I don't. Nope, we're good. We're good. But I don't need Mysorean silk. And I could live without Ottoman silk as well. Austria is producing a lot of silk. But now I'm producing a lot of silk. How is silk in my market? Is it expensive? Is it cheap? It's reasonably cheap. But the textile mills are using a lot of it. But luxury clothes are really cheap, so, you know. And I can't sell any more of those, so that'll be fine. Maybe I can cut a silk trade route. Or maybe I won't. Who knows? The tooling workshops in Alabama have seen an increase in workplace accidents due to an increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. Accidents always happen, but I feel like I used to have time to react. Not this time. I grabbed his arm to pull him out of the way, but I barely got a hold of his wrist before the arm was all I held on to. Slow down production while the staff adjusts to the new machinery. Reduce throughput. Industrialists mad. Or we can't put the brakes on the engines of progress. This will make a lot of people mad, so I'm going to go with the first one. Sorry, industrialists, you're just going to have to be mad right now. I was going to enable some refrigeration production methods. Oh my goodness, another event. This is the medicine for the other disease. I am going to look at that event in a second, but I got to remember to do this. So I'm currently on refrigerated. Oh no, this isn't better. We'll leave it where it currently is. And then whaling stations have unlocked this other one, but okay, there it goes. All right, beautiful. A foreign manifesto. The recently translated works of Yegor Antonov have become popular within the communist movement. The relationship has developed to the point of Yegor Antonov openly endorsing the movement. And for a whole large class, there is no other road, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the American. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class, that once obtained, they will soon find the right direction, and all who resist will be left out in the cold with small sects of their own. Our struggle is an international one, stronger communist movement, or this foreign interference ought to be punished. Weaker communist movement, but more active. I think activism is the thing that matters. So I'm going to go with the first one. Let them get a little stronger, and that'll be fine. Oh my goodness. We've got a lot of wars kicking off in Europe. But not here. Here, everything is peaceful, and everything is chill, and America is doing great. That is all we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.